Good morning, guys. So yesterday I shot a video about the 6 kinds of education. These are personal education, academic, professional, physical, spiritual, and financial. And so for today, I'm going to share more about the academic education, the first kind of education. I mean, we all go through this. We sometimes didn't finish it, but we all somehow gone to a point where we got to be educated in terms of academic. So this is Jan, and let's do this. Okay, academic education. From all of the things, I think academic education is one of my least liked, or because I don't really like it. I don't like to read books. In a way, I mean textbooks. I like reading business books, but I don't like reading textbooks for the sake of studying, and then we're going to have an exam, and then we're going to talk about terminologies and theories. If it's history, we're going to talk about dates. And I just don't see the point of it, man. But there are some things that I went through that made me realize that academic education did somehow help me. Try to imagine that. I thought that, hey, what's the point of this, man? What's the point of me remembering when was the year that Jose Rizal, in the Philippines, died? I didn't really understand the point of it. And then the places and all the people names and some, things, traditions, and all of that. I didn't see the value of it. But the good thing about academic education is we can also learn a lot of things without us even knowing. It is like the seed that allows us to grow into a tree eventually and become better people. For example, I'm going to share the 4 things, the benefits of academic education, the 4 benefits of it. Okay, and as I'm going to share this, I'm going to share my own experience as well. The first one is the good thing about academic education. The first benefit is that we can start to learn about socializing. Again, that's the first one. The socializing skills or socialization skills. If you notice, when we start the school year, we start the year by saying when it's the first day of school, what do the teachers do? They ask us to go in front and then introduce ourselves, and then after all of the students are done, what we usually do is we have interactions with people. We have conversations with them. See? So it may be a small thing, but it is a confidence booster, because when we start to speak in front, and then after that we already have the confidence that people somehow know us, even just by name, and after that we're going to have a conversation with them, and eventually we're going to start building friendship. That's the first benefit, okay, of academic education. The second benefit is that we can learn about the basic kinds of skills in life. For example, mathematics, reading and writing. This is where we learn how to write stuff, like when we write letters, the grammar, and reading. For example, our teachers will tell us that is not how you read that word, this is how you read it. Though sometimes we for example, in the Philippines we call it focus, but in the Western Hemisphere it's really focus. It's like the pronunciation of the word. This is where we get taught about what it means. I mean, how do we pronounce the word? That's the reading. How do we comprehend the word? What's the meaning of the word? This is also the time when we get educated. That's the reason why we have English classes, or that forces us to bring dictionary. Okay, so the basic education, like mathematics. Now, I know there are a lot of people who don't like math. I don't like math as well. I just like the basic stuff of math, like plus, minus, times, and divide. So, I mean, usually in the business world, this is what you use, right? The basic mathematic operations, if I'm not mistaken, that's the word. And yeah, okay? So we know 1 plus 1 equals 2, and 2 plus 2 equals 4. And so it's easier for us as we go along. We can use that in our finances, we can use that in our grading system, we can use that in our data analysis. Okay? But where did it all start? In the academic education. Okay? So that's the second one. The third one, and I really like this, is the fact that we learn how to adjust. Okay? I had a conversation with one of our clients before. His name is Jeff, and we went to the beach. And so he said that the beauty about learning in school is that you learn how to learn. Again, you learn how to learn. What does that mean? If you notice, if you're in a science class, you have a different strategy as to how you're going to ace that subject. If you're in a mathematics class, you have also a different strategy as to how you're going to ace that subject, and so on and so forth. Simply put, different subjects, different tactics, different strategies. Right? In my life, like mathematics, I know that the way for us to excel in mathematics is that we need to understand, we need to analyze the problem solving, and so we create a formula out of it, and then we get the solution, we get the answer. In science, we need to memorize it. Try to imagine that we need to memorize like the body parts that we have, and what's like the biology of it, the physics of it, and all of that jazz. The chemistry, what are the chemicals in the periodic table, you know, things like that. So that's the academic education. That's the third one, you know. We learn how to learn. We adjust according to the situation. Okay? And the last one that I think we can learn from education, academic education, is the value of putting the hard work. Putting hard work, or putting work, and then we eventually have like vacation. You know, it's like you can also apply it in life. I mean, when we want to play hard, we also need to work hard, right? If you want to get the things that we didn't have, we also need to do the things that we didn't do. Okay, it's the same thing in academic education. If you want to have a great vacation, like after semestral break, I mean, usually that's the time where teachers give us assignments. It also allows us to like strategize how to create the assignment so that we can submit it. Okay, so yeah, you know, for example, my personal experience, and this is something that all students in the Philippines, I think, will do. The teacher will give us a project 2 months in advance. Again, 2 months in advance. And what usually happens is we do it 1 week or sometimes 3 days before the deadline. Why is that? Because in the Philippines, we have this mañana habit. But anyway, that's the point, right? So after we go through all the sleepless nights because of us, it's not really the teacher's fault, it's us, because we are the ones who didn't strategize our time. And after we give the project, the paper, the final paper, and when he or she checks it, the teacher, when he approves it, it gives us a sense of, yes, achievement, yeah! And then we go play. You know, sometimes we play basketball, sometimes we play computer games, sometimes we just sleep after all the hard work. That's the fourth one. We value the power of like the reward because of the hard work. Okay, so guys, if the teacher will give you like a project, I mean, it's good that you have more time, and what we usually do with it is to spend it. So yeah, okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Try to strategize your time about it. Okay, here we go. So those are the 4 things. If you find this video really helpful, please click the like button and then comment, share, subscribe. So tomorrow I'm going to share like the personal education, and I think, you know, this is one of my favorite things. So again, academic education is what I don't like. Thank you guys. See you on the next video.